wall they'd have to scale, or they'd have to squeeze between two loose fence panels. Somehow they managed, despite Mr. Hoodie's protests. A couple of minutes later, they stood side by side inside Make Me Up Beauty Salon. They peered through the blinds at the two policemen standing outside the butcher's shop. Their squad car parked half on, half off the pavement, with its blue light flashing. They were looking at the window and scratching their heads. "That's a bit overkill," Daisy said. "I know the crime rate in Redford is low, but surely all those lights and sirens are a bit of an exaggerated response to a squirt of paint." "You've practically annihilated the butcher's window. Hardly a squirt. Next time, word to the wise, choose a low-pressure can." "There won't be a next time," Daisy said. "What do you think we should do now?" "What? You mean like go out into the street, hands in the air and surrender? It's a fair cop, officer. You've got us banged to rights." "Well, you can't. Not if there's a warrant out for your arrest. Why don't I go out and tell them I saw someone running down the high street?"
"What did your parents tell you about not lying to the police?" Hoodie said. "Anyway, I'm guessing you only let me in here because you don't seriously think I'm a serial killer. But how can you know that for sure?" Daisy chuckled. "That's easy." She looked him up and down properly for the first time. He was fit. The chance of two serial killers finding themselves in the same place at any one time is apparently extremely slim. His face twisted in a look of disbelief. "Only joking. It's the way I tell 'em." And she winked just as her father always did whenever he told an appalling joke. She thought she saw the corner of Hoodie's mouth twitch up. That made her feel surprisingly warm inside. The butcher had come out now and was doing a lot of finger-waving. He looked seriously unhappy. Daisy winced. "One good thing. He'll have to repaint his steak offer now," she said, moving away from the window. "They ought to try to remove the paint as quickly as possible," Hoodie said. "With solvent and some clean rags, they should be able to get it off, as long as they don't stand around and stare at it all day." He turned and smiled in such a way that if Daisy's breath hadn't already been ragged after her enforced exercise, it would be now. "You know the bad grammar will still be there, don't you?" His eyes sparkled. "That was painted on the inside of the window, not the outside." When he grinned, his whole face lit up. Something about him made Daisy's heart race, and maybe skip a beat or two as well, and not just because she'd run 200 metres, climbed a wall, and had to catch a rucksack being lobbed over a fence. "What were you painting under the bridge?" she asked. "It looked cool." "Nothing special," he shrugged. "Just letting off steam. I paint to relax. It clears my head, providing I don't get too high on the paint fumes." Oh, great. So she had let some weirdo into the salon. Now what? Would he start drinking the hand sanitizer? "Only joking. It's the way I tell him," he added, throwing Daisy a wink that knocked her for 6 and kicked her sensory receptors into overdrive. "Look, I know I'm being cheeky, but I don't suppose I could have a wash and smarten up before I leave. I don't want to draw attention to myself with that lot standing out there. A man in a hoodie with a rucksack full of paint cans is unlikely to be ignored, and I could do without spending the morning in a police cell." Daisy nodded. It was the least she could do in the circumstances. "The flat above the shop. It's sort of empty. Well, apart from the salon's washing everywhere. There's a shower, and you'll find towels in the spare room. Help yourself. Use as many as you need. They're all clean and dry. I came in early to sort out the laundry. Through here." She led him through to the small kitchen area at the back of the shop and gestured to the staircase leading up to the flat. He'd nodded and moved halfway across the kitchen before she asked, "Do you think they'll be able to get the paint off? He won't have to buy a new window, will he?" Hoodie turned in her doorway and pulled off his hood. Without the hoodie bit covering his dark blonde curls, he was drop-dead gorgeous. For a moment, she was lost for words. "Hi, I'm Daisy, by the way," she managed eventually, holding on to the small kitchen worktop for support. "It will be fine," he smiled. "They just need loads of acetone. If they use that and do it before it dries too hard, then it should come off easily enough." Until that point, Jackson wasn't sure what sort of empty was supposed to mean. The flat looked to have been furnished.